right. The clock a little bit ahead of schedule. 28 minutes before 11 o'clock, we are going to learn how to keep our vision healthy. And it's a scary thing to think about, losing your eyesight, isn't it? So the folks over at Ocala Eye are here so that we can learn what to do to make sure that our eyesight remains good, so that if it's going bad, that it doesn't go any worse. That was what we learned from the whole macular degeneration conversation we had a couple of weeks ago. In the studio, Nikki Nix. Nikki is the patient services coordinator for Ocala Eye, and Shannon Rains, right, Shannon? Is you're the referral coordinator? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
What does that mean? What do you do? Good morning, both ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you do?
I handle all of the incoming referrals that come into our office from referring physicians.
Oh, referring physicians. So a physician would say, "Oh my gosh, you got to see an eye doctor." Wow.
Yeah, primary care doctors or optometrists.
And what happens?
either or.
I mean, how does that normally happen? You are there for a cold, and they say, "Wait a minute, you need some eye care."
Well, sometimes it's more of like if they need cataract surgery and their optometrist has been following them regularly and their vision is getting worse and glasses can't fix it anymore.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
it's time to have an evaluation by the surgeon to see if cataract surgery is an option.
And what we've learned from you, all your visits, especially the one with Lindsay going to Haiti, that it's not a long procedure. It's not like
No.
overnight in the hospital.
Oh, no.
Was it ever?
Now, they're going to be oh, yes, it used to be. They literally had to lay with sandbags on the sides of their head.
Sandbags.
With weights
Yes,
weighing them down.
because they couldn't move because the incision was so big and had so many sutures.
How
and,
long ago was that?
Well, I've been at Ocala Eye for 18 years, and it's been well before that.
Before your time.
It was before
Yeah.
my time.
Probably at the same time we were Simonizing our cars.
Probably. That's probably correct. That is probably correct.
So it's that's just another testament to how the technology has changed what you do.
Yes, it's ever changing for sure.
Wow.
It's just allowing it to be so much more tailored and detailed for each patient than it used to be.
But what is the difference between removing a cataract and LASIK surgery? What is the difference between those two things?
Well, LASIK surgery is on the surface of the eye. So we are changing the shape of the cornea, which is the very front surface of the eye.
Yeah.
With cataract surgery, we're actually going inside of the eye and replacing your natural lens that you're born with. So it's two totally different parts of the eye.
All right, so you've probably seen this in horses. I have, anyway. Where it's like a cloudy, maybe it's easy to see on a horse because the eye is so big.
Their pupil's way bigger than ours. That's why you can see it. But
So
yes.
if it's cloudy, is that the same thing as a cataract?
And you can notice it more so in dogs, too. Older dogs, their eyes kind of get the same way, which their pupils are bigger.
That's true, yeah.
That's what it is. That
What's
lens
with the
starts getting
goat?
cloudy.
What is with the goat? Why is that a square pupil? What does the goat see things like differently than we do?
I don't know.
I don't know about goat.
I don't either.
Goat eyes.
Now you're going to have to make me look into it.
But you've seen them, right? And the cat has the slit up and down. Mm-hmm. I wonder what their world looks like to them. What our world looks like
They
to them.
see way better than we do.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
An eagle can see really better too. Wonder why God gave us eyes that just sort of kind of work.
Well, maybe we didn't need to see everything he wanted us to see.
Yeah.
He gave us just what we needed to have.
Oh, I love that. That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
Do you ladies all have continuing education throughout the year where you go to seminars and things to keep abreast of all the new things that are
We
happening?
do, especially those of us like myself and Shannon that are what you call certified ophthalmic assistants. So we have to keep up with continuing education credits, a certain amount every 3 years to keep our certification active. And so we either do them online. There's a company that we use that, we have access to them free, or, we go to different seminars or, like when we were at ASCRS, or they have what they call AAO, which is American Academy of Ophthalmology meeting coming up in April. That's in Washington, D.C., where surgeons and staff can get extra credits that they need. So, yes, we do, because, things are ever changing. So,
The veterans that come in on Thursdays, the guy who normally comes in here won't be here this Thursday because he's getting eyelid surgery.
Okay.
Why do you need why does anybody need surgery on their eyelid?
well, there's two different reasons.
Don't tell me I need it.
You can either have just getting older and the tendon stops working like it should, and you have what we call ptosis, where the eyelid itself actually droops down, or you
I've
can
seen
need
that,
what we
yeah.
call a blepharoplasty, where you've just got so much extra skin here that it hangs down.
Don't do that. Oh my
and it's
gosh.
like
Nikki, don't do
impeding-
that.
You scared him.
That was crazy. I would never do that. Why? Are you the one? Can you do the inside out eye thing?
I used to. I don't do it anymore.
I hate when
Yes.
people do
I
that.
can't do that.
You do that?
No, I can't do that. No, I don't pull on things. Well, most things.
There was a gentleman in my Sunday school class, and he had to go to the emergency room because he was working on, helping somebody with their house, and the crowbar came up and flew in and hit
Oh, no.
right
Yeah.
below his eyes. And now he had to go back like 3 times in 2 days, and he's complaining about floaters. Is that going to go away?
The floaters won't actually resolve. If you kind of think of a snow globe, once you've had those little particles kind of break off from
I
the
love
back of the
snow
eye,
globes.
they're just in there. They'll become less noticeable, and he'll get a little bit accustomed to them. But of course, that's considered sort of a trauma. So with those kind of things, they want to make sure he didn't have an orbital fracture on that bone that's there. And if that occurs, sometimes the muscle can get kind of trapped in that fracture, or they want to make sure that he didn't hit his eye hard enough that he caused him to have some serious issues like retinal detachments or things like that.
And they were concerned because he was also wearing contact lenses. Now, does that,
Oh.
if he would have been wearing glasses, would it have been less severe, or would it have been the same?
It provides just a little bit more protection. So the crowbar could have actually probably hit the frame of the glasses more so than actually hitting the eye orbit or the eye itself. So patients who are monocular or that only see out of one eye, we usually recommend that they always wear a pair of glasses because they want to do everything they can to protect the one good eye that they have. So
That's where crows go to get a drink, by the way.
The crowbar.
the crowbar, that was a good one.
Sorry, just the kid in me keeps coming out. All right, so when you are dealing with somebody who needs the plasty thing you said, that you pulled your eyes out before I said something?
Either
What is that called
ptosis
again?
or a
A
blepharoplasty.
blepho.
Blepharoplasty.
What is it called?
Blepharoplasty.
Blepharoplasty. What do you cut it or remove skin?
With the blepharoplasty, they do remove some of the skin. They cut it and then stitch it back up, and then you're good to go.
Have you ever had somebody who couldn't close their eye all the way?
Yes.
How do you fix that?
It just has to kind of relax on its. Well, if there was something else that was the underlying causing that problem to happen, there are certain things that they can do, but I've seen where they've had to like stitch the eye together so that it doesn't.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So the eye's not getting too dry, because if your
You
eyelid's
can't
not
close all
closing
the
all the
way.
way because it's too tight, they'll do what they call it is a tarsorrhey or a partial tarsorrhey, where they actually
Yeah.
stitch the side of the eyelid closed to at least give
You
the
are
eye
too
some
comfortable
protection
touching your
from
eyes.
That's your job.
Too comfortable.
eyes.
We're sterile here. We're okay. We clean really good.
Yeah, I think that's my problem. I think I touch my face too much.
No, everyone probably does.
Oh, really? See, I think I do it all the time. Like, there's always sand in my eyes. It's like the Sandman comes like at noon.
They're probably dry. You probably need to be using tears more frequently.
Really? Mm-hmm. And you like just from the over the counter tears? Okay.
They're my best friend.
When people
You're my best friend. Is that what you-
They're my best friend.
Oh,
Artificial
you have it
tears.
too? You don't have the sand in the corner anymore?
No.
Did you ever?
I don't think it's really sand. It's just the way it feels.
Oh, okay. What is
Yeah.
it?
and what kind do you use?
Any type of artificial tear that's over the counter. I like the Sustain and Optive is what I use. Those are the brands that I prefer.
When a person has the facelifts and then they're doing it, on top with their forehead and everything, does that hurt their vision?
Doesn't hurt their vision, but we literally just saw a patient last week who they did hers a smidge too tight, and
She couldn't close
Does
her
she
eyes.
know you do a
close
radio
her
show?
eyelids. It
Oh
was
my
pretty bad.
gosh! Oh, she couldn't close her eyelids.
No.
Oh my gosh!
No, it was pretty bad.
It was pretty painful.
Did you fix it then? Your doctors?
No, I mean, we are just basically giving them kind of a Band-Aid solution to kind of get them through that interim of discomfort that they're having, that are from their
Do you know-
eye themselves.
do you
Oh
know-
my gosh!
Do you know that I do artwork? Do you know that about
Yes,
me? Okay.
I did know that
All right.
about
So
you.
when I used to like do for fundraisers and stuff, just people would sit with me and I would sketch them real quickly and then move on to the next one. So I sketched a lot of faces, and I noticed that the corner of the mouth is always directly under the pupil of the eye. Okay, so that was kind of a little trick for me to just
Okay.
get it done real quickly. Yeah. Okay.
I never thought about that.
But if you're married, if you see, even when you smile, it doesn't go any wider. So it's the same thing.
That's
But like a Mary Tyler Moore, I know she's departed, but she had a facelift thing, and like I had a couple of ladies I'd be drawn there. Holy mackerel! That one doesn't fit
I
my
never
little
thought
formula.
about that. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pay attention to that.
So it's a little further left and right than directly under the pupil.
Huh. Interesting fact to know. Okay.
I don't know if
never would've thought
it's
about
always
that.
true. And it's true regardless of the races, too. White people, black people, it's all the same. Yeah.
Is there anybody that comes in, like, do people come in with, like, a common issue outside of, they need an eye exam? That they do something and that really, you have to tell them, no, stop doing that?
That's what they'll tell me.
Other than, I mean,
sleeping in contact lenses or
Yeah.
something like that,
Oh.
but that's kind of routine. I mean, people do sleep in their contacts, and that can cause a plethora of issues.
Yeah, because you have to have those special ones.
well, even though they say they're okay for you to sleep in overnight, we're still never going to recommend that you actually sleep in your contact lenses.
Is it
We're going
because
to
of the
want you to
oxygen?
take them. Yes, or we're going to want you to take them out because, like she said, like Shannon just said, there's a plethora of things that can cause, but the most common things are infections and, just your cornea not getting oxygen, and when it doesn't, it wants to regrow new blood vessels, which causes other problems for your eye, and it's just not good. Just take them out when you go to bed.
When people do movies and then they dress up, then they have to play a monster or something, and then they have these weird eye things. Do they have them in their eyes as
Yes.
contacts?
Most of those contacts are what they call scleral shell contact. I always think of The Grinch because Jim Carrey, the Jim Carrey version of it, he actually complained about how uncomfortable they were
Really?
while he was making the movie because they're a harder lens. They're made out of a different material. They're called scleral shells, and they're they kind of cover the entire eye. It's not just normally just a colored contact lens. It actually is covering the sclera too, the white part of the eye. So it's a different shape, and it's a harder material.
And do you have, will movie companies have like an ophthalmologist on board there just in case something happens?
I would hope they would, but I don't know.
I don't know if it's just cosmetic or if it's
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I would hope they would.
Yeah, at least making sure they're fitting their
Yeah.
eye okay if they're going to be in them 8 to 10 hours a day while
Right.
they're filming.
Wow, that's kind of scary
Yeah.
when you think about it because it might distort your natural vision then and then.
It will. I'm sure they probably do see blurry for a little while after they take them out because it's got to reshape their eye. I'm certain
my
while
gosh.
it's in there. I would assume.
Ladies, you have a phone call.
Okay.
Let's take that call. Good morning. Thank you for calling in for waiting. You're on the air.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, ladies. Last
morning.
week on TV, there was a program on eye and eye care, and they were talking about eye drops that would dissolve early cataract development. It would retard it, and eventually they would disappear. Have you heard anything on that? Evidently, it's coming down the line pretty soon, and it's in the process of being going through certain medical procedure situation to be let go on the market. But it's supposed to be the latest thing for cataracts.
Wow.
I've not
heard of
on this.
anything to do with that. Most cataracts are going to be age-related. So just like you get gray hair and wrinkles, you're going to get cataracts. It's inevitable. It's part of the aging process. Unless you've been on a medication that can cause the progression of cataracts, which is usually steroid-related. But I haven't heard of any kind of eye drop for you to be able to take that's ever going to prevent that from happening lessen.
I was thinking that he was saying that it would dissolve the cataract itself. I haven't heard of anything, and I don't see right now how.
Dissolve it. Wouldn't that mean dissolve your lens?
Well, it's on the natural lens of the eye. It's just the natural lens getting cloudy. So I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've not heard of that.
All right.
Yeah, the drops are in a development stage right now, and they sound very excited about the future of the treatment. And I think the key is to catch it early with cataract development, and it'll stop it from growing and eventually dissolve them. So they say it should be the next few years out there for people to go to have.
I don't know. It'll be
maybe so.
interesting
Wow.
to see.
What'd you see? A commercial or like a?
No, it was on I think it was the History Channel. It was a program on on basically health and all new products in the health field, and then they had a little segment on eye care, in future eye taken care of, So it was interesting to hear us, and it sounded that they were excited about it. They said it's something in the near future that's going to be coming.
Well, Nikki's looking it up, so if she finds something, we'll let you know. Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And by the way, the phone lines are open if you'd like to call in. If you have an eye question, the number is 622-9622. Probably the more important thing is to go down to Ocala Eye and get looked at if something's going on, or if you have a question about anything. So we'll give you that information. Also, let me take another phone call. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Hi, I've got a question about, I think it's called clear lens replacement.
Okay.
So I've got really bad eyesight. I've had glasses since I was, 18 months. I'm old. I'm 49 now.
Okay.
My prescription is I have a plus 10.5 in one eye and a plus 11 in the other.
Okay.
Is the clear lens replacement actually a option?
Yes, and for what we call a hyperact patient like yourself, it's basically us just doing cataract surgery on you, but you don't have cataract formation yet. So we still do it the same way. We're just replacing your natural lens with an artificial lens implant. You just don't have cataracts yet. So the benefit for you is you will get many more years use out of your implants than we put in than someone who has to have cataract surgery, obviously, because you're on the younger end of that. So, as long as you fall into the other categories for the requirements or the guidelines that we utilize for the upgrade lens, it may be an option for you to utilize some of the premium lens services that we offer as well.
Now, how does that work with insurance?
Well,
if I understand correctly, with the cataract, then it's covered under insurance.
Correct.
But
So if you don't have cataracts, then it will be considered cosmetic, just like you having LASIK, because in your insurance's mind, you can still see with glasses. So your glasses are still correcting your vision. For them, it's cosmetic if you're wanting to get rid of wearing the glasses. So if you don't have cataract formation, it would be out-of-pocket cost.
Even though the prescription keeps getting worse as I get older?
Yes.
Correct, because the prescription can still correct your vision. So it's still considered cosmetic, unfortunately. But we do offer, we are providers with care credit, and we do participate in the 18 and 24-month no interest. So for some patients that works out for them, and they just pay a monthly payment on it. So we do free evaluations for what we call refractive lens exchanges. So, you could set up a free consult just to kind of get an idea of what it would be for you, and that's not going to be an out-of-pocket cost for you at all.
Okay. Yeah, because what is the cost for the procedure? But they do one eye at a time.
They do one eye at a time. It's just like cataract surgery. We're never going to do them on the same day. They're usually going to do them about 2 weeks apart. And if I'm not mistaken, I think a refractive lens exchange is $4,500 an eye. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's close to somewhere around there.
What is the healing time for that procedure?
They're going to say on a microscopic level it takes about 6 weeks to heal, but patients are usually back to most of their normal activities the next day. I mean, we have people golfing and bowling and, all of that stuff the next day. Your main limitations are going to be, lifting anything super heavy for the first week or two, and they won't want you swimming underwater with your eyes open for a couple weeks just for the, introduction of bacteria.
Okay. And then would there be any restrictions for, flight?
No. Not as usually we tell people if they're around for their day after post-op and their week post-op, just so we can make sure their eyes healing fine, you can fly wherever. It's the cabin pressure or nothing like that. It's going to affect anything that we did for surgery.
Okay, and then what about diving? Because of pressure. Not that I'm planning on doing that right after surgery, but
that'll be a different story. I think that, if I'm not mistaken, I think usually they're going to tell you about a month after surgery.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100%
But that wouldn't
sure.
hurt my feelings, because being able to see would be incredible.
Right.
Compared to,
Right. And for you, it would be a humongous change. I mean, hyperopic patients, unfortunately, have worse vision all around than people who have a minus prescription. So, you've never seen well at any distance. So
I was just about to say, so, people with prescriptions like yours are usually very, very, very happy after
yes,
surgery.
it's a complete change in your world for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for a lot of people to understand. I mean, the alarm clock on the side of the bed, the numbers are, 4 inches big, and I still have to, lean over and look to see what time it is.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night. But,
yeah, I mean, and even with correction, you still don't see as well as someone in a minus prescription fully corrected. It's just the way that your eye's shaped. You have a very short eyeball, and so the way that you see is not clear, and it would make a humongous difference in the way that you see.
The outcome of the surgery would be, meaning I wouldn't need any type of corrective lens?
It depends on what lens you opt for. So if you went with a standard implant, meaning just a monofocal lens, depending on the amount of astigmatism you have, you would not need them for distance. But if we didn't do anything, if we didn't use a multifocal implant or something that's got, correction for up close, then you still would need reading glasses for anything pretty much arm's length and in.
Okay. I didn't even know that they made something like that, so that's very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a great day, and call and schedule a free consultation. It can't hurt to just find out where you're starting from.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Have a great day.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the call. You just amazed me. All he told you was his prescription, and you already knew so much about his circumstance.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing to witness. So what is a good number? This is a good time to say that.
352-622-5183.
622-5183. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing you said at the end, is that the radio show is awesome, but go and see somebody who can look at you.
Yeah, Samantha takes care of all of our refractive evals, and that consultation is very informative. She'll do a lot of different tests to let him know what he is and is not a candidate for. She'll be able to tell him what his exact out-of-pocket would be.
He sounds active, too. I mean, he dives, he goes flying everywhere. Oh, wow.
It would make an enormous difference in his lifestyle. It would change his lifestyle completely.
You have some specials that
we do. This month, actually, our optical shop is running a special where you get $100 off of a complete pair of glasses. So if you get a new frame and new lenses, it's $100 off. And Aesthetics is running a organic microdermabrasion. So that normally runs $85, and this month it's $50. So those are the two specials that we have running for March for optical in our aesthetics department.
And can we buy a gift certificate for that?
You sure can.
So do you do the free consultation for the skin treatment also, or?
Denise does a free consultation for skin, yes.
Nice. So somebody who's wondering, should I get the facial?
She can tell you exactly what kind, whether you have oily skin or dry skin,
right?
Rosacea, all this other stuff, and she can recommend what she feels is the best for you.
And you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, this is me again. I have another quick question. If you have cataract surgery, let's say late 50s, early 60s, and you're hoping to plan on living another 20, 25 years, can cataracts come back?
No, they cannot come back.
They're gone forever.
They're gone forever.
Why is that?
Well, they're taking out the natural lens in the eye that the cataract forms on, and they're replacing it with an artificial lens. So once the cataract is gone, it's gone.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good news.
Yeah. Now, sometimes you can have like a cloudiness of the capsule that's holding that lens in place. That's a very common thing to happen after cataract surgery. It happens at different points in time after cataract surgery for different patients. That can cause your vision to, become a little bit more dim after cataract surgery. But, there's a easy little laser that they do that'll clear that right up after cataract surgery. So a lot of times people mistake that as the cataract coming back, but it's not. It's just debris settling on that capsule.
All right.
That particular surgery is not detailed like cataract surgery, huh?
Oh, no, that's
not at all.
Yeah, that's quick and easy. You drive yourself to and from that. You sit in a machine kind of like you do for the eye exam. And
Thank you. Can you help me understand what the other caller was experiencing? Is he basically like legally blind? Is that no?
Oh,
no.
definitely without his glasses.
If without his glasses,
Oh, yes.
yeah. But as long as he's corrected with lenses, then he's not considered legally blind because he
see.
can still be
Okay.
corrected with lenses.
Oh wow.
It would seem better, though, if the insurance companies would step up
Yes.
to
Yeah.
allow him to have this clear lens replacement because
I can guarantee you his lenses are very thick. They're very heavy. Even though we've had changes in technology and lens materials, a plus 1050 and a plus 11 is a very thick lens. His glasses are probably never very comfortable for him because it magnifies everything he sees so much. Just the quality of how he sees is still not great.
And it sounds like it's his whole life. So.
Oh yeah, it's everything he does.
It's kind of like when my son had, I guess it was LASIK, probably, is that what he had? I mean, his statement was he had no idea that he couldn't see well. He had no idea.
That's normal for them.
He was so used to, though I think I told you, he walked through the rain and said, hey, I don't have spots in front of my eyes anymore because he wasn't wearing glasses anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, wow.
It's incredible.
This was a really great show. I'm so glad he called in, and that's the kind of calls we were hoping for when you first started doing this, because we all learned from it, and I'm just blown away by your knowledge and the ability to just envision what he's dealing with, just by telling you two numbers.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. and you knew that his eye was small?
Yes.
That's awesome. Wow. I wonder what numbers I have.
And you're hyperopic, I can tell you.
I'm
You're
hyperopic.
Yes, so you have a plus prescription.
Hyper what?
Hyperopic.
OPIC?
Oh, yeah.
Hyperopic.
Hyper OPIC, yes.
I'm going to put that on my business card. Larry Whitler, hyperopic.
There you go.
With the hyperopic.
Just so I can say, well, I'm hyperopic. Oh,
the hyperopic.
that way when people introduce me, this is my friend Larry. He's hyperopic.
That's right.
No, I want them to be impressed. Okay, let me push the button. I got to learn how to do this again. All right, so call Ocala Eye and get your eye. Get the free consultation. To me, that's an awesome opportunity to get everything right in your life. Thank you so much for coming in here, Nikki,
Yep.
Nikki Nix, and Shannon Rains.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
The number at Ocala Eye, 622-5183.
Correct.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. The leaders of North and South Korea agree to talks on the border next month after dinner and a meeting in North Korea with South Korean officials last night.
Probably the most significant thing to come out of talks between North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and that high-ranking South Korean delegation is the suggestion from the North that they are willing to discuss giving up their nuclear weapons if there was a guarantee of the security of the regime.
And Fox's Greg Palcott reports Kim offered to suspend nuclear and missile tests during any talks with the United States. Former Trump advisor Sam Nunberg now says that he will, in fact, testify in the special counsel Russia election meddling investigation. He'd said in several TV appearances yesterday that he would not.
Who am I? Am I some crook?